Welcome into our next vision video. Again, these are designed for you, really for you, to remind you of the things that get lost amidst a hurried and rushed schedule. Today, we're excited to share with you really this one thing, our purpose of a Sunday morning gathering. And I'll start with this. Why do you go to our Sunday morning gatherings? Some people call them a church service. Some people call them just going to church. We think that you are the church, and so you can't go to a place that you actually are. Instead, we call them a Sunday morning gathering on purpose. Why do you come? Why do you go to a Sunday morning gathering? See, we call it a Sunday morning gathering because it's implied that you're actually scattering out throughout the week, that you are being sent out every single Sunday. At the end of all of our gatherings, we send you out to bring peace. The peace of God that He's given you, and you would bring that peace to your neighborhoods, your networks, and the nations that are right here in Fort Bend County. We send you out every week as a missionary because we know that God has so empowered you, Acts 1:8 would say, to be witnesses of the work of Jesus in your own life. So if you're sent out by God, hopefully you are trying at your best by God's grace and His mercy to live an obedient life to Him. Not just worshiping God, not just honoring God, but also trying to make disciples who will then learn to follow Jesus in all of life. So you're trying to make disciples. You're going out sent by the Spirit to your neighborhoods, networks, and the nations. And as you do that, doesn't that change how you view Sunday morning? So now all of a sudden, Sunday morning isn't just an opportunity to critique others. No. Sunday morning, you don't have time for that because now you're coming in spent for the work of Christ, spent pouring your life out for the sake of others, either in your living room or in your cubicle or out of the soccer field or the softball field or football field or wherever it is that your kids go and do their thing. You're there now as a missionary. And when that happens, we come back together on Sunday morning for three main reasons. We want to be reminded of the gospel. We want to be reminded we need the good news to fuel us for another week of attempted obedience, grace-filled obedience. We want to be reminded of the gospel. We want to celebrate God's faithfulness. We've seen God show up when we have messed things up throughout the week. We've gotten in over our heads when we've asked somebody about what they believe about Jesus or if they go to church and how that church has been really impacting their family. We've gotten in over our heads by taking relational risks. And when we've done that, we've seen God be faithful to us. What a beautiful reminder on a Sunday morning gathering. And then finally, it's not just to be reminded of the gospel. It's not just to celebrate the faithfulness of God, but it's also encouraging to be reminded of the gospel and to celebrate the faithfulness of God. But it's encouraging to do that with one another. See, it's the saints of God that remind us of the goodness, of the faithfulness, and of the forgiveness of God. So when we see our brothers and our sisters, we celebrate with one another. We're excited to see each other because we've been out spending our lives on our mission field right here where we live. So we're coming back together kind of in a home, a refuge with our brothers and sisters going, man, how was it this week? Were you able to see any progress in that person's life? Were you able to see any progress in your kid's life? How are they coming along? And all of a sudden, you're coming back together. You truly are passing the peace with one another and truly passing the gospel to one another, speaking those truths to one another and not neglecting to meet together as some have been accustomed to do, as Hebrews 10 would say. So we come together on Sunday mornings as sent out missionaries, but also gathering together as a family because we know that being out in the world and not of the world is an exhausting process. But we need Sunday mornings to rejuvenate us, to remind us of the good news, and to continue to be in community with one another so that we can spur one another on in this journey of faith. I hope this reminder for you is good fodder, good fuel for you to come in on Sunday morning, ready to celebrate, ready to be reminded of God's good news, and ready to encourage one another. Not criticize others, not gossip about one another, not to cut each other down, but truly to enjoy and encourage one another on a Sunday morning. That's what we hope you see week in and week out at The Grove. We're excited that you're on this journey with us. Would you continue to be a part of what we're up to and continue to journey with us, not just on Sunday mornings, but Monday through Saturday as missionaries, sent out missionaries to this city. We love you. We'll see you soon.